Hello, my name is Mr. Emmanuel. I'm the MD of Emmanuel Ventures. We are into sales of laptops and phones, and we also repair phones and laptops as well, and other merchandise. We are into sales of we buy and sell used cars as well, Nigerian used cars and Tokumbo cars. We are also into sales of lands and properties. I'm in affiliation with Kingsword Estate Limited. By the grace of God, I've been in this business for the past 10 years. And thank God for where we are today. I finished my secondary school at Royal Crown Comprehensive High School way back 2001. Royal Crown Secondary School at Odediran Close in Balogun here. Then from there, I did part-time at LASU, Lagos State University, Anthony Campus, 2005 to 2010 precisely. So before I now went into learning of phones and laptop repairs. What really brought me into the business was that in Nigeria, it's very difficult to get a job. Even after schooling, to get a job is a big problem. Although I was into teaching, I did a little bit of teaching, but at the end of it all, our salary for the month is no more than 15,000. And you go out very early in the morning, you come back late at night, and at the end of the month, there's little or nothing to show for it. So I was like, okay, what is it that I can learn that is going to really give me the opportunity to be self-employed, to be independent and not be pegged to salary? So I went to Computer Village and then I was able to learn phone engineering and computer engineering. I did diploma in computer engineering, IMT computers in Ikeja. I was running the two together at Ikeja for like a year before I now started implementing it on my own. Yeah, what really discouraged me when I wanted to go into this business was my grandmother. Though she's late today, she's like my guardian. She's not my grandmother directly. She's my guardian. I grew up with her, so she does not want me to be going out. She feels that maybe when I go out, I'll go and mix with bad boys and all that. So she's trying to protect me from the streets. So, but I used to tell her no, because she's a minister of God though. So I used to tell it was a serious conflict between me and her for many years. She wouldn't want me to go out, but I used to tell her I just have to go and learn something. So, and that was how she was the only one that was trying to discourage me from doing it. But at the long run, when she saw that I was determined, she had no choice than to allow me to really go for what my mind wanted. So, though she tried to discourage me, but at the long run, she had no choice. Yeah, I had some regrets because I started, one thing about this work is that technology is not stopping. The phones we started with are not the phones that are out now. In fact, we have companies like Techno and Infinix that produce two phones every 2 weeks. So you can't just stick to one knowledge. Okay, I know how to fix this alone. You have to keep upgrading and upgrading and upgrading your knowledge all the time. So you start somehow, then you keep on learning. So in the work, there are at times you have some losses. You might end up spoiling customers' phones or laptops, and maybe in the process of trying to fix it, something might go wrong and all that. But the more you practice, the more you are learning and you're acquiring more knowledge. But my major regret was way back in 2013. My office at Ajibode in Ijushaga was burgled by armed robbers, and they carted away everything all the phones, all the laptops, both mine and the ones for the customers, everything was stolen. So I had to pick up back gradually. And in year 2013, I had to go and start up all over again. So that's just my major regret. Well, what gets me inspired is the fact that we are being rewarded for what we do. You know, the customers are happy. We are meeting the needs of people. You know, to the extent that at times I used to liken our work to that of doctors, because customers will call you morning, afternoon, night. My phone has this problem. My laptop has this problem. Some will even tell you to come to their home to come and help them to fix their gadgets. Some, you know, and every day you get to meet new people, and people they keep referring themselves to you. Go and meet that person. He's very good at what he's doing and all that. So that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me inspired. Getting to meet new people and getting to learn new things every day, and being rewarded for what we do. So those are the things that really gets me inspired. The major challenge I had in this work was financial challenge, because this work is money consuming. To buy materials, to buy phones, to buy laptops, you know, and you need equipment. So it was the only challenge I had was financial challenges. But we thank God with you know, but we keep on hoping and we keep on working towards getting things done. And we thank God for His grace, and God is always faithful. He provided one way or the other. Though the government is not really doing anything to help small scale businesses to really grow, because it's those periods, if I could actually walk up to a bank to get a loan, it could have been very helpful, but there was nothing like that. The only loan I had of was agricultural loan and all that. I was like, okay. So we started putting one or two things together, and by God started helping us. We were able to start buying phones and laptops to sell. So the present challenge is nowadays there's this excess fee being imposed on getting offices. You know, like to get a big office, you already be thinking of about 400 to 500,000 or 600,000 to rent an office before you put everything in place. The security features, because of these boys that are burgling shop up and down, you know, breaking into people's shop. That's another challenge we have in this work. Many of my colleagues, they have broken their shops and, you know, rendered them, put them into serious debts. So the security challenge is one of the challenges we are having. And then the offices, to get a good office, you know, like this, my office looks small to me. But when you think of expanding or getting a bigger office, then the amount is just too much. I think the solution is for the government to really help small scale businesses and to empower the youths to really have something doing. If governments can really encourage the youths, you know, this country is not really encouraging in some areas. That's why a lot of youths are really frustrated and they go into crimes. You know, if the government can actually look for how to impact the life of the youths, but it's just embezzlement here and there. You know, so the security challenges we are facing is because the youths are frustrated and many of them are into Yahoo, many of them are into crime, you know. So we don't even sleep with our two eyes closed. We're always afraid. It's just of recent that God delivered us from 1 million boys. Now, several other sects are still there that go up and down to boggle people's shop. So the security challenge, God should really help us, and the government also should do something about it. Then the second one is the financial challenge. They should help small scale businesses to grow. They should put in policies, and maybe for all these banks to really help. Microfinance bank that will give out loan, their interest rates are too much, and the time frame to really pay up the debt, the loans, they are too short. So those are the things we are facing. Government should really do something about it. By the grace of God, and so far so good, I've been able to train more than about 7 to 8 boys, and they are doing well in their different fields right now. And I'm still hoping to train more, but as I said earlier, getting a bigger office is one of the challenges. I will have moved away from here, but to get when I move around to look for, okay, how do we get a big space, a big office? The prices we are hearing are just too much. 400,000, 500,000 just to get an office. Not to talk of putting things in place. So those are the major challenges we face. My dream is to impact many lives, because I love trying as much as possible to meet the needs of people. So my dreams is to impact lives. I want to be able to train many young boys. I feel like having a kind of an avenue whereby I'll be able to train a lot of young people. These ones that are roaming about, all these ones that are doing yahoo, all these ones that are just working aimlessly. To be able to train them and empower them on phones and laptops and all other things. I'm into web designing as well, programming, all these things. How to really teach them on all these things so that they also can make something out of their life. Is what I really want to do. I aim to get to that point where I'll be able to train a lot of people. And I've not been able to fulfill my dream, but I'm working towards it. I can't say I've been able to fulfill my dream then, because there are still many things I really want to achieve. Like I said earlier, I really want to impact many lives. I really want to get many things done. So I can't say I've been able to achieve my dreams yet. No. The only thing is the major thing is you need to know how to read and write. And you have to have some basic knowledge of how to operate a computer, because we work with computers as well, which is the software aspect of our work. Our work is in two ways. We have the hardware. The hardware is the physical things we do on phones and laptops, and we have the software too. So you need to be learned to some extent, at least be able to read and write before you can say you want to really learn how to, except you just want to do it raw. If you are going to do it in a well organized manner, you have to be able to read and write. Basically, if anybody wants to learn, depends on how fast the person could comprehend, but at least minimum of a year. Within a year, you should be able to at least know what you're doing. The funniest aspect is the female folks are not really coming into the business. I think they prefer makeup and all these different other works that they are doing. But I think it's majorly the male folks that are into the business. I want government to intervene in the area of this excess amount that is being imposed on people that want to start up business. In getting a space or an office is too exorbitant. In Computer Village now, you cannot get a shop unless you have millions. This is too much. It's not encouraging. That's number one. Number two is that I think government should help us with loan facilities. It should be easy for us to access loans, and they should make it not that loan that you collect and you will be forced to pay within 6 months. And you should elongate the time that we use to pay back. Those things will really help us to be able to be self-employed and to really invest in other things we really want to do. We'll be able to do well in our businesses if we have access to loans. Well, when I was much younger, I didn't think I was going to be an engineer, a phone and laptop engineer. I had other ambition. I wanted to be a doctor. Unfortunately, God knows best. So that's just it. averagely over 50,000 in a month. Over 50,000 in a month, no matter how bad it is. Let's say at least things are so bad, people are not even coming to fix their phones and laptops, business is not really working, you should have at least over 50,000 a month. Nigeria is just getting used to IT, information technology, and phone and laptops is really thriving in Nigeria as of today. Nigerians are getting excited with the advent of new phones every 2 weeks and different kinds of laptops. It's still faking us here. So it will definitely survive in Nigeria. Well, in 5 years' times, I see myself being an astronaut by the grace of God. He's someone I really, since I heard of his story, his history, and how God really helped him to where he is today, I know by the grace of God, in that 5 years' time from now, I will do better. The only reason why I can try to change my business is if I'm traveling outside of Nigeria, because that's the only thing that can make me to change, because I don't like being pegged to a salary. I don't like somebody ordering me around. So I don't like you have to wake up by 5 and come late by, I want a situation whereby I go to work when I want, I close when I want, to be independent and do my thing. So that's the only reason why if I want to travel out is why I can change my line of business. Well, my advice to the government is that any government that does not think about the youth is no government. They are going to fail, because eventually, thank God, many of them are above 70. So at the long run, many of them, they will die and let them live. They will leave a bad governance, bad economy to their children. Their children too will suffer from the things, the policies they implement. So the best thing is they should think of the future of their children as well. They will think they are hurting the masses. Their children too cannot live in this country. They have to fly their children abroad. Now that coronavirus is everywhere, many of them are bringing back their children to Nigeria. It's very disheartening. They should fix this nation for the sake of their own children too, and for the sake of their future, so that when they eventually, anyway, they are in their old age already, but it's quite unfortunate. And they should allow youth also to go into politics. They should allow youth to rule as well, not all these old papas that are about to die. They should let young people to rule as well. So those are my advice to the government. I pray they listen. Let me say 2 things basically is going to sustain the youth. Number 1 is agriculture. Number 2 is handwork. Agriculture, people must eat. The whole world cannot survive without agriculture. So people must eat. So any youth should think of venturing into agriculture or going to learn a skill. Handwork is a very beautiful thing. It's something that doesn't cost me anything. As I am now, I have the knowledge imbibed in me. If I'm going on the road, if someone's phone has an issue, I already know what I can do immediately right there on the road. If a laptop has issue, I know how to fix it right there. So it doesn't cost me anything, it doesn't give me any stress. It's something that is imbibed in me already. So every youth should learn an handwork, should be skilled in one area or the other, or should go into agriculture. Those 2 areas, I would really encourage the youth to try as much as possible to go into it. Something I've not really made mention of in all what I've been saying since is that whatever you are doing, according to the book of Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5, it says, in all your ways, acknowledge God. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil, and so shall you find favor in the sight of God and men. So in everything we are doing, we should make God first. Don't put God behind. Whatever hustling you are hustling, it is not by hustling, no. It is not by hustling and all. People that hustle most are the most wretched people. people that work hard the most, they are the poorest people. So you need to involve God. You need to learn how to pray, to fast and pray, to seek the face of God, whatever you are doing, so that God can bless the work of our hands. All these things I've been saying since morning, it is not my power, it is not by my effort, it's just the grace and the favor of God. So we all have to make sure that we involve God in whatever we are doing. So God bless us. There's a lot of difference. When I started the business, I was a novice. The phones we were treating then, old school phones. The laptops we were treating then, they are not. But by and by, we are learning new things every day. How to handle latest phones. There's no phones now that we cannot handle. No latest laptops that we cannot handle. So we are learning every day. As they are producing new phones, we are learning how to fix them. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting occupation or job or whatever you call it. So we learn new things every day. When you try to fix a phone today and you do not get it, by the time you try the next time, you will be able to know how to go about it, including laptops and all that. So it's very interesting, and there are improvements. We are getting better. When we meet new challenge, maybe a new phone that is just newly launched and we want to work on it and we don't even know how to go about it. Many a times we go through the phone online. We go and make findings online about the phone or about the laptop. That will give us a clue. And coupled with the previous experience we've had on how we have been handling previous phones and laptops too. So they work together and we know what to do. So the laptops we are working on, all these laptops, we want to fix them. We're working on them, and these are the little ones, the leftovers we have for the ones we have fixed successfully. But some of them we want to sell, some of them we want to give to the owners. These are the phones we have in stock that we want to fix. Some of them we have fixed them, some of them we are still working on them. We want to give them to the owners. So these are the ones we are still working on. So